Hello, everybody. Welcome to Expression Pass here on Bossrush Network. I'm your host, and I'm excited. And we join me is the one, the only Bossman himself, Mr. Corey Dirrig. Hello, good sir.
Hello, Edward. I just ate a bunch of Oreos before we started recording this episode that's definitely not recording right after the one we just recorded.
And I just mowed down some Haagen-Dazs chocolate ice cream.
Man, let me tell you, man. I have not eaten like anything this week. There were literally 2 days this week I was so busy I forgot to eat dinner. And I just didn't eat that dinner that night. My face, like I saw it in my face, like I wasn't eating. I noticed it on when we were recording Tower Casuals last night, actually, where like my face just looked so much thinner this week than it has because I haven't been eating. Like I ate my normal breakfast, and then like partway through the day I'll have like a little snack, but not like you know, nothing like
a meal.
Yeah, and I was looking at my camera. I'm like, dude, like my face looks thin, but it's fine. I'm making up for it now. I just had 4 Oreos. I didn't eat dinner tonight. Actually, I just thought about that
Because of work.
And I built these shelves behind me.
Oh,
and we were down here late, and I didn't eat. Whoops. Oh well. There, Oreos for my dinner.
Oh wow.
Delicious.
Well, because of the weather wasn't so good, I ordered some Chinese food from my China restaurant up the street, and I just walked up there in the cold, got my food, and walked back. I'm like, nope, not driving my car, not in this snow, not in this or these messy, clean roads. No. So, but I've been eating like Tostito chips and nacho cheese. So, yeah. More about that on Pop Block. So. But Corey, we are here
like 3 weeks ago.
True.
But Corey, we are. You'll figure it out. That's fine. Scroll back.
We are here to reminisce about cartoons. Our childhood medium that we love to watch and engage with. Some of it's gonna be cartoons, some of them gonna be TV shows. So we're gonna kind of just talk a little bit about that. I know for me, one of the biggest shows, or actually 2 of the biggest shows, definitely back in the 80s, was the Muppet Babies cartoon and Sesame Street. Like those were my main 2.
You know who's obsessed with Muppet Babies right now?
Who?
Riley. Because there's a new Disney Plus Muppet Baby show, or Disney Junior or something, and it's on Disney Plus or whatever. Obsessed. She loves it. Loves Muppet Babies.
The old ones, the old school ones.
No, I don't know if she's watched the old ones. She loves the new ones though. Like I have videos of me secretly taping her singing the Muppet Baby song. It's the same song too. It's from like the old one.
Muppet Babies.
So she's like singing it, like it's so funny. I'll have to show you at some point, but she loves Muppet Babies.
It was my cartoon that I would watch before I went to school. So when I watched it and it was over, then I would leave and head out to school. A show, once again, we were talking about music, numbers, and TV shows, and Muppet Babies was one of them too. But they will also, take movies or stuff from real life, like other TV shows, and put it into the animated. So there's a point where, like in the titles, you would see the border for Indiana Jones and the Muppet Babies swinging away from it, because they was picturing, a lot of that stuff had to deal with their imagination, and they'd be like, "Sorry, Nana."
Yeah, you know what it actually kind of reminded me of a little bit was a kid's version, like a kid's version of like DuckTales almost, where like they would go on all these different adventures and like try to figure it out.
Oh,
I say kid version
Disney.
of DuckTales, but you know what I mean when I say that.
Yeah,
DuckTales, by the
which
way, DuckTales was
that
awesome.
that was the Disney block on here on Channel 9 WGN,
Hmm.
because you would get DuckTales, Rescue Rangers,
Tailspin,
Darkwing Duck, Tailspin, um
and then they added weird stuff like Bonkers later, and then
yeah,
Goof Troop was also
Goof
on
Troop,
there at
yeah.
some point. I think there was an
Goof
Aladdin
Troop.
TV show at some point that wasn't very good.
Aladdin Aladdin was on UPN or Channel 50 UPN.
I
Um
don't. We see. We had like the Disney Channel, so like that's where I watched all that stuff. Was like the Disney Channel. I don't know. Like I didn't know Disney had all these other like deals with other channels.
Channels, yeah. Well, because the
It could have
Disney
had to do with the
Channel,
provider too, like your channel or your cable provider, I guess too. I
yeah,
guess.
because we could have had Disney, but we would have to subscribe to it and pay for it, like you do HBO,
Hmm.
Cinemax, and Showtime and stuff. But
Yeah,
they
we did.
would,
We did
because it
too.
would be scrambled.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we did too. But like, it was all like it had everything I wanted to watch on there, except for like Ninja Turtles. Even though Ninja Turtles were on Disney Channel at some point, um,
hmm
and Power Rangers, I think was well, they were Fox for a while. They made it to Disney at some point, but I don't remember what era that was. But
yeah.
um, that's besides the point. Nobody cares about
I,
that.
I
But
I know, like during some holidays, they would have that whole day, or sometimes that whole week. You turn to the Disney Channel and it would be clear and free. Because if you
mhm.
didn't pay for it, it was scrambled. But if you did, when they did like a free trial, everybody's be able to watch that all their shows and stuff on there for
Mhm.
free.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, they always did like every like 3 months they would have like a free trial or whatever. Because I
Mhm.
remember there was a point where at one point we didn't have it because they made you start paying for it,
Yeah.
and my parents didn't want to pay for it. Um, at that point, I didn't really know why. I mean, with everything that we pay for now on top of cable, I'm like, oh well, I guess I still don't know why, but uh, yeah, I remember that free trial for and it was like watch free all week. It was like
Yeah.
yeah, Disney Channel.
And
What
then
else?
go back to Nickelodeon. I was
I
watching
never watched.
Nickelodeon.
I was never a Nickelodeon person. The only show I watched on Nickelodeon was Doug.
Yeah, I watched Doug. I will watch mm, uh, uh, goodness, used to be a Canadian show on it. Like, because if you said water or I don't know, they would drop slime or water on it
Oh,
and stuff.
Guts. Guts was it
It
Guts?
was it was something else. It was named something else.
Um,
Um,
Salute your shorts. I'm trying to think of all the weird. I did start watching like all that and Keenan and Kel also. Man,
yeah.
Keenan and Kel, man, what a show! That show was awesome. I loved Keenan and Kel so much.
But I know Roundhouse was something from the 90s. I would watch it. Well, I was watching like Ren and Stimpy, Doug, um, some of those Nick cartoons, Rugrats and stuff like that. That's when like more in the 90s and stuff.
Hmm. Yeah, I wasn't allowed to like watch any of like I wasn't allowed to watch Ren and Stimpy. I don't really know why. I still don't really understand the premise of that cartoon at all. Like I don't really understand what it's about or anything. I mean, I just assume it's kind of like weird, creepy Nickelodeon cartoon stuff, but um I never really got into any of that. Like I watched Rugrats sometimes, but I, I didn't really I just never watched Nickelodeon.
Yeah, you can't do that on television. That was the show. We
Oh,
didn't know, but I didn't know that that was a Canadian show.
oh.
Yeah.
I mean, it's funny how many things you find out were actually Canadian when you
Hmm
get older and you like look at the production stuff in the back end, and I don't know, maybe it's just me. Maybe I'm the only one that looks up this garbage.
Yeah,
uh
cause then they had like Nick at Night, and
uh-huh.
that's where they would show like Leave It to Beaver or Mr. Ed,
See,
Superman.
when I was growing up, Nick at Night was um oh gosh, what, I Love Lucy,
Yeah,
the God, I Dream of Jeannie, right? That was the Genie show,
yes,
right?
or
And
Bewitched and stuff like that.
like yeah, Bewitched. You're right. And then it was like later on, it was like the Cosby Show and like
Mhm.
stuff like that on Nick at Night.
Yeah. It's like the dark comedy sitcom stuff.
Yeah. Um, but at that time, I was like, I didn't really watch Nick at Night either because I was watching like uh TGIF, the TGIF block, which was like Family Matters, Step by Step,
Mhm.
Boy Meets
Yeah.
World, whatever new show they were trying to shoe in there. So I think Sabrina the Teenager Witch was in there at one point.
Yeah. You said Full House, right?
I didn't watch full. I'm not a Full House person.
Oh, I
Um,
know that was big. That kind of started. I think that
yeah, it
kind of
was.
started off TGI Friday.
It did.
Or
It
Friday.
did. It was that the first run of it. I think was Full House, Step by Step, Family Matters,
Mhm.
and then there was always like a fourth show, and then it ended up being Boy Meets World was like this show that stuck when Full House ended, and then Sabrina took that fourth slot at night.
Yeah, because I
Um,
think Tim Allen's show
oh yeah, Home
was
Improvement.
also part of Home Improvement. Yeah.
Man, what a great show that was too. I loved Home Improvement. Too many
Yeah. I
weird
mean,
things with those kids now, though. That like I go back to watch and I'm like, that kid's in jail. That kid's hooked on drugs. That kid's a lawyer. Wilson's dead. Uh, you know,
yeah.
and Tim Allen's done like 3 sitcoms since then. So uh, apparently his new one about the cars is pretty good. Shifting Gears, I think it's what it's called.
Yeah.
Uh, apparently they had like the whole cast of Home Improvement on it recently. I'm like, oh, this seems like our ratings are down. We should try to get our
Do like a
ratings up by
reunion show.
yeah. Dude, it was literally everyone from Home Improvement except for the people who are like dead. It was like what's her face, the Tool Time girl and Al and everything.
Yeah.
It was yeah.
Yeah. I know uh with Nick at Night, at I think 11 or 12 o'clock they would have Looney Tunes come on.
Hmm.
So I would kind of would sneak out of my room because my parents would be asleep. I would sneak out my room, go downstairs, and watch it for an hour, and then come upstairs and go back to bed because it was just like, it's Looney Tunes cartoons. It's Bugs Bunny, it's Daffy Duck. Like, what harm could be, and these were in their original formats. They
Hmm.
weren't edited or anything. They were in their original formats. Because
Yeah.
MTV had Liquid TV. That's where I saw like
Mm.
Eon Flux and stuff like that. Speed Racer.
Mm.
I used to watch at night also on TV because I didn't care
Yeah.
for Beavis and Butthead.
I wasn't allowed to watch Beavis and Butthead or MTV at night either. I wasn't allowed to watch MTV at all for a long time.
Oh,
Why,
really?
you ask? I have no idea. But I'm like, I'm not really into music. I wasn't really gonna watch it anyway. But uh,
Hmm.
I remember the first time I watched something that was quote unquote bad for kids was the the one kid that like babysat me watched Beavis and Butthead, and it was on, and he told me to sit and watch it with him, and I watched it, and I was like, okay, um, I don't get it, but okay. Um,
Yeah.
but the first like show, like, the first cartoon I remember watching that was like quote unquote for adults that I really enjoyed was South Park. Like I
Yeah.
remember like the first time watching South Park, just how funny I thought it was. Like, oh my gosh, dude, South Park was like the funniest show I ever watched. It felt like it was like, it was those first like few seasons. I feel like this is how people feel about The Simpsons. Like that
Yeah.
those first few, like those first like 10 seasons or whatever of South Park are like legendary TV. Like so funny. And then there's spurts where like I still watch South Park sometimes, right? Like when the games came out, the Stick of Truth and Fractured Butthole, like when
Yeah.
those ended up coming out, like I ended up watching South Park for a while after that too. But like there were just parts where it just started getting weird. Um and then you grow in and out of things. I was really into American Dad for a while too. I thought that show was pretty
Love
funny.
love American Dad, love Family Guy. I was into Daria on MTV over Beavis and Butthead.
Yeah, I didn't watch that either. I
Oh,
feel like I missed
so
a lot.
funny.
I
Hmm.
feel like I missed a lot because like I didn't have any siblings. So like and like my cousins were like we were close, but we didn't like hang out like that really, right?
Yeah.
Like so like I was always slow to things that were popular because I didn't have like siblings to hang out with and try to watch it with, or like try to sneak downstairs and watch something, or like
Hmm.
my dad wasn't like into any of that stuff either. So like I didn't like sneak downstairs with him to watch movies or anything either. um I don't know, I was always just kind of like in my own space, which was nice, until it's like ignorance is bliss, I guess. We're like, oh, I didn't know any of this even existed, let alone I'm not allowed to watch it now. I
Right.
you know uh
Cause like I think for me, like with me and you, I could definitely say, and we talked about this multiple times. Literally, like the '90s and maybe even the 2000s, like it was that after school block
mhm,
of animation and TV shows. Like we talk about Turtles and we talk about Power Rangers. Power Rangers.
mhm.
Like if you definitely in the '90s, it was Batman animated series and then Power Rangers, and
I
those were the
remember
shows that everybody had to watch.
I remember the
Or
first
it
time I
was.
saw Batman the animated series. I didn't even
Mhm.
like I was so like not into anything. I'm telling you, the only things I was into were Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and like Nintendo and Sega.
Yeah.
And like if there wasn't a video game attached to an IP, or like Disney wasn't attached to it, I wasn't like I either hadn't heard of it or never watched it or didn't care, right?
Right.
Until like I watched a Batman the animated series, and I had never I didn't even know who Batman was until I saw Batman the animated series. Like that's how much I didn't care about anything, you know? And then like my cousin brought over the Sunsoft NES game,
Yes.
uh and I was like, "Oh, Batman's kind of cool." Uh
Ah,
and
the
then I
soundtrack is still amazing.
and then like I didn't I never really watched it consistently until like honestly, I don't think I even watched the whole thing through until I was in college, and like I was
Mm.
renting like DVDs from Netflix essentially. Maybe
Yeah.
after college. I don't even know at this point. Um
The Netflix history is crazy because I didn't get Netflix until we came out and the streaming thing for Netflix was happening because I
oh
that
my gosh.
Netflix was my first subscription ever.
Well, it didn't
And
Netflix didn't or we didn't have a DVD player in it, so you couldn't watch the DVDs. You had to stream it, which is like
yeah,
hilarious now, but it was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe I have to
but
like
I didn't expect because I didn't expect it to be a channel on Wii. I didn't expect it ever to come to Nintendo. And then when they did like the catch up portion,
mhm,
where if you watch it on Wii, you could watch it on your DS, or it
mhm.
might have been 3DS. That might have been also Wii U. I think it was Wii and 3DS. It was one of those systems. I think it's Wii U and 3DS, yes, because I will watch it on my Wii U, and then I would grab my 3DS and then watch it there and stuff.
Yeah, dude, man, what a weird time because like even the streaming part, like if I remember correctly, the only platform that was streaming it like like you didn't need a disc was Xbox. Like they had the exclusive like app streaming because
Hmm.
PlayStation you had to have the disc and Wii you had to have the disc, right? Even though there was an app, you had to have the disc to activate the
No,
app.
not for me. I never had to have the disc.
Oh, maybe it was like there's something weird about it that you had
Yeah,
to.
because
It must have just been like a. It must have just been like the PlayStation Xbox thing then, because um, I never watched Netflix on Wii, so I couldn't tell you. It was always only um Xbox for
yeah,
me for
because
Netflix.
because Hulu didn't come out. I think it's like closer to Wii U. I think
Well, also
no Hulu.
Hulu was like this weird like side thing. It was like this weird like torrent video site before
Hmm.
the companies, instead of like suing them, they bought them and used it as a streaming platform, right?
Yeah,
It was NBC Universal, Fox, and Disney all invested in Hulu to put their stuff there instead of Netflix, right? And so like
yeah,
Netflix finally had competition, which is why they started creating original content. Like, I mean, I don't know if you remember this or not, but House of Cards when it came out was like it was like the biggest show ever.
yeah.
That show was huge, and like that was because I mean that it only I feel like that only existed because Netflix needed to differentiate themselves from Hulu
Hulu,
because Hulu was
because
getting
Hulu.
all the Disney and Fox stuff, right? So
You're right.
now it's all Disney Plus. So, uh, but by the way,
Yeah, because that's
Speaking of Disney, not Disney back then, but like, sorry, we were on Batman the animated series, but like when I would watch that, and then like when I really started getting into that stuff was like X Men the animated series, X
yeah,
Men the animated series,
because
and
that was
like
the Saturday show.
yeah, and like I just started watching X Men '97 actually,
Hmm.
which I hadn't previously watched, and I wish I would have started earlier, but like I I I feel like we had this conversation where I watched the entirety of the X-Men animated series, the original, with my son,
Hmm.
and he would like jump off the couch and be, "I'm Wolverine," and he would like try to like claw you, um,
Yeah.
which was cute for a minute until he started hurting me. Uh, but yeah, it's just like that's when I really started to understand like what superheroes and like the cool things about comic books and superheroes and stuff were, right?
Hmm.
And then obviously like Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, I feel like changed everything, and the X-Men movies, right? Because I liked the first X-Men movie; it was good.
The second one is amazing.
The
It's
second,
still a
yeah,
classic.
the second one's the best, but like
I need to do a rewatch of that one.
Spider-Man and Spider-Man 2, those movies, even though I still don't care about Spider-Man, but
Hmm.
those movies were like life changing in a way for me, like in terms of like, oh, I like this stuff, and it's like, man, this is like why I like Ninja Turtles and Power Rangers and like all the crazy stuff that happens in this, and like, you know what I mean, like that's like the weird villains and like the crazy like essentially like monster of the week, but like they
Yeah.
actually made like a compelling bad guy out of these characters instead of just like the bad guy of the week, or like, you know, oh, well, we ran out of ideas, so we got to revisit this storyline again in the cartoon, you know.
I think that's why, like, if we look at the comic book movie stuff. That's why I think Tim Burton did Batman with Michael Keaton, I believe.
Mhm.
Um
I've still never seen that movie, by the way.
Dude, it's such a classic. That's why when the Sunsoft Batman came out, that was based on a movie and stuff. Like that game is all time classic, but it's kind of hard when you get to the end. Um,
Just use Game
we
Genie.
that's for another day. Um, but
Jeez.
like Batman with Michael Keaton and Jack Nicholson, like dude, you're talking about a huge impact, man. When of course, we got Seal with Kiss from a Rose. We got Party Man by Prince. We got the Batman roller coaster. Like, dude, as much like I love Six Flags, you love Disney. When Batman the roller coaster opened here in Gurnee, dude, it was a packed lot. It stayed packed throughout the whole day. We waited for 2 hours to
Mhm.
get on a like 25-second ride, but they were playing Kids from the Rose. They were playing
Mhm.
the Batman soundtrack. Everybody, no matter your race, your age, and stuff, everybody was dancing to Party Man from Prince. Like that mug was huge. And so we thought that, you know, after Batman and Batman Returns and the Batman movies all came out and stuff, before Marvel started doing the comic book movies, it we thought that there would be a comeback, and it wasn't until the Marvel movie. And it took them to get their stuff. Like you said, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man and the X-Men movies, that helped brought the comic book movie back, because at a point in time, going to the 2000s, dude, Marvel ran the movie theater with comic book movies.
I mean, not even just that. Like you think about like even the the Batman sequels were like people hated them. Like people
Mhm.
hated those last two movies, right? I mean, especially the one with George Clooney in it. I don't ever remember which one that is, but people like absolutely hated it. And like comic book movies became a joke instead of like something to be entertained by, and um yeah, I mean like you said, like we've been talking about like Spider-Man like really, and I would say X-Men too also like really changed the way we thought about comic book movies at the time
Yeah.
too, right? And then obviously Iron Man changed everything, right? Cuz they made a movie, right? Instead of like just like some uh special effects kind of showpiece, right? Like they made like
Mhm.
a movie about a person who like essentially has like PTSD like all the way through the entire run of the Avengers movies essentially, right? And like
It
apparently that's still what uh you know whatever the movie they're doing with Doctor Doom is. God,
yeah.
I can't keep up these days.
It
But
and that's speaking of Iron Man, the good thing that you mentioned, Corey. I mean, that restarted Robert Downey's Jr.'s career,
yeah.
because like all the court cases and just the trouble that he was getting in, like he was in a bad state. That mug came on Iron Man, and everybody wanted to be Tony Stark.
Mhm. Yeah, and I mean, they originally didn't wanna hire him, right, because of that,
Hmm.
and Jon Favreau convinced them, like, he is Iron Man. You don't understand, like, this is, you know, and, like, it changed everything, and then, like, you know, I I still think, like, the Captain America movies are probably my favorite out of those, but, like,
The second one is just like still top tier.
it's just,
The
like,
double.
you
Oh, go
just
ahead.
think about all the things that, like, we grew up with and then they became like the thing. And is it
Yeah.
because I mean, you even look at like the Transformers movies and like I know purists don't really like those movies, right? Especially like those first three or four or five or whatever. To be fair, I still think the fourth movie is like the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
That was the
It was the dinosaur one,
with Mark
the
Wahlberg,
Dinobot
right?
one. Yeah. Uh, but like I still really like those first three movies like a
I
lot.
like the first and second one I really love.
Yeah.
The third one was good too. I think the fourth one was just like just it would help you sleep.
When the
The fourth one.
I think when the total cast change like really threw people,
Mm,
off, and like Shia LaBeouf kind of went through that spell of like his mental health breakdown or whatever, right? Allegedly, or whatever happened, right? Like he wanted to do more serious movies, and
right.
then he kind of went off the deep end for a hot minute. But um I don't know, he was still like a great in those movies. And like
Yeah.
I mean, I still really like the Indiana Jones movie he was in. Crystal
Crystal
Skull. Like
Skull.
I'm still a Crystal Skull defender. I still
I
really
need
like
to
that
watch
movie a
that
lot.
one.
Like there are dumb parts, but like it's like people are like, it's about aliens. I'm like, dude, the second movie is literally about like magic and like torturing people and ripping their hearts out and burning them alive while their hearts are
Yeah.
in somebody else's hand. Like, what do you mean? The first movie is literally about melting people's faces off because they
It's,
can't see the face of God. What do you like? What are you
got it.
talking about? This is,
I had to give it to Steven Spielberg. I mean, those movies was well shot, but they are spectacular special effects movies.
I, 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 s- I still think the third one is the best in my opinion, but
Mm.
that's maybe not okay. Let me back up. I think Raiders is probably the best movie or the best film, quote unquote, like
I
film.
think it's the most recognizable one out of all of
I
them.
think I think the third movie is my favorite, I guess is what I'll say.
You know, because I definitely I know uh the Nazi faces melting is iconic. The boulder coming down is iconic. Um,
Dude, when
the
Disney sells a candle of the melting Nazi guy face, it's so dude, it's so funny. I love I think the merch surrounding that stuff is so funny that you see.
Yeah, and definitely with the beating heart one, like Indiana Jones is, I don't know, we kind of moved away from cartoons, but
I
like
mean,
carts actually the
nostalgia really. I
cartoons,
mean,
like the cartoons and the shows and these movies all went together because it's just like you had a diverse of entertainment, um, and everything, and definitely between me and you, Corey, watch this is stuff we watched as kids, as teens,
mhm,
you know,
yeah.
even as adults and stuff. So it's just like the progression of the entertainment in these arts, just like that's why some stuff now, and with kids and stuff going back to the 90s and stuff, they're kind of recognizing this was the entertainment that we had during the 90s, and
Mhm.
people are probably fascinated at the stuff that we watch because this is like, I didn't know that you guys have this. Now that I'm watching it, this is super cool.
Yeah. And like I'm really curious to see how a lot of this stuff they I don't know, like obviously like one of the one of the big complaints about entertainment these days is like there people feel like that we're at a creative standstill essentially of like,
Hmm.
well, this was popular, we should bring this back instead of creating something new. And it's like it's the same thing in video games, right? Where like it's a big risk to create something new because you don't know how people are going to handle it or not. Whereas like if you make a sequel, like people will more likely enjoy a sequel than they will something new.
Yes.
And so like I am very curious specifically, and I know I've been talking about Power Rangers a lot, but it's the most recent thing that I can think of that's being brought back. They are rebooting Power Rangers for the first time since that 2017 movie, right?
Yes.
like, and then like the shows that came out after that follow the timeline beforehand, right? Like all the shows are connected. Every single
Mm-hmm.
season of Power Rangers is connected since the original. This is the first time they're rebooting it. And people are like wondering how they're going to do things because like Super Sentai is that it's done. Like they ended it. Finally after 50 years. That show was on for 50 years and they finally just ended it this year. And so this is going to be the first time since that movie that all the footage they use is
Yeah.
going to be filmed. Like it's not licensed footage. They're going to film it. And they're talking about having a female Red Ranger, and people are like, "We've never had a female Red Ranger." I'm like, dude, first of all, Cosmic Fury has a female Red Ranger. There are two or three other Red Rangers at least that are female in the show, and then there are like three separate times in the comic books where there's a female Red Ranger. Like, shut up. I'm really tired of hearing about that. But like, people are like analyzing the other things about it too. Where like, oh well, obviously the Zords are going to be CG. They're not going to be people in suits fighting, on this set.
Right.
How is it going to transition from the, what is traditionally American, Western footage? How's the Japanese footage going to translate? And so like, it's funny how picky Power Rangers fans are.
Yeah.
But also like the Ninja Turtles reboot, people didn't like either originally, the Michael Bay live action ones.
Yeah.
I thought that second movie was pretty
I
good,
love it.
actually.
Yeah, I love that. One of the best shots. That bicycle, the bikes, the motorcycles, and they all spread out. That's so Japanese. But I'm like, that whole movie is just funny. It's so good.
Yeah, I actually really like those. I like those movies. Yeah, the turtles are like freakishly huge and clearly not teenagers, but like,
Yeah.
I mean, you go back and watch the original 1990 movie, like Raph is
Them
clearly like a
mustaches.
grumpy 42-year-old New Yorker, right? Like he's not
They
a
like the
teenager.
same. They the same height as April O'Neil. It's just like, come on now. And
Um,
Casey Jones.
yeah, it's just like, okay, well, at some point we're gonna get and I think, I don't know. So I watched the new movie.
Mm-hmm.
What's it called? Mutant
Mayhem.
Mayhem or whatever.
Yeah.
I actually didn't really like it, like at all.
I thought you did.
No, I like the way the turtles look for the most part. I think Mikey
Yeah.
looks a little bit weird, but I think like the turtles look great. Somehow they always like, since like the last time Splinter looked cool was the 2003 cartoon. Every other iteration of Splinter has sucked. I think Splinter is supposed to be like this wise, like teacher, father figure, and he's
Mm-hmm.
just some bumbling idiot in the movie. I'm like, what are you doing to Splinter? Like, why is he the butt of all the jokes? Like, he's terrible. And then like, I don't know, I'm not a fan of like the animation either. I think the animation looks like it's not great. Like they tried to do the Spider-Verse thing and it just didn't work for them. I feel like
Yeah.
it's not very good. And like the
Seth
cartoon that
Rogen.
followed afterwards is not very good either.
That's
Their
the
choice
Nickelodeon one.
Yeah, their choice of villains was also really like strange. Like, why are you picking like Superfly and like not introducing Shredder like at all? And I understand like Shredder is like the villain that you want to like save for maybe a sequel or whatever. But
Mm-hmm.
like, it's a cartoon, dude. It's for kids. Like they want to see Shredder. If you're into Ninja Turtles at all, you want to see Shredder. And like you save Krang for the sequel or the third movie or whatever, right? Like you don't, I don't know, man. I still think like that. I don't know. I had a lot of problems with that movie. I actually like really didn't like that movie at all. Um,
Hmm.
I'm actually quite excited that they're rebooting again. I don't know if you saw that or not.
I know they was doing a sequel to
They're
it.
doing a sequel to the cartoon, but they're doing a live action reboot also.
Okay, that one I did not see.
So that's exciting. They canceled the last Ronin live action movie though.
What happened?
I mean, Paramount just is restructuring.
Okay.
And the return on investment for that is probably really low because it's so niche. Like, I know people love it, and including me. Like, I think it's a great book, but also like it's extremely niche. And they kind of like, I don't want to say they ruined it with sequels, but they made sequels to it. I'm like, this why?
You feel like it would be better if they just did like an animated feature film?
I
Like,
think they should just leave it alone. I don't think they need to do anything with it. I really just like it's a cool, weird, like interesting one-off that they just need to let go now. Like
uh,
I
cause I think they could give it to like someone in Japan, like Madhouse and stuff. So turn it into almost into an anime, because there'll probably be like cool shots and cool fights and stuff.
yeah, I mean, I guess you could do like an animated thing
Hmm.
with it, but like I don't know. I feel like its time has come and gone, and like it's just not worth it anymore. I feel like I as much as I don't want to say this, I feel like they did the right thing in canceling it because I feel like
Yes.
the people that enjoyed the book, like
Hmm.
their time to be excited for that is gone. You know,
Aren't they? Aren't they doing a video game for it too?
yeah, but it's
But no word has happened. No
who's doing
updates
it?
or anything.
Who's doing it? Someone not great is doing it. Like Outright Games or Game Mill or something. Like one of those
Ooh.
studios is doing it. You know, like the studio that does like the kids games in like 6 months, like Paw Patrol and Bluey and all those kid games, right? Like they're the ones that are in charge of it. And it's like, okay, well, I mean, the Ninja Turtle game they did wasn't terrible, right? It was based off the one they did based off the movie, but also like it felt like hey, your budget's like $10 million and you have 8 months to get it out. So have fun. Uh, so I don't know, man. It felt very licensed game from like 15 years ago. um, like when Activision was doing those Transformers movies or whatever, or Transformer movie games is kind of what it felt like. Uh, so are you there, Ed? Are you frozen?
No, I'm here.
Oh, Ed just didn't care what I had to say.
No, I heard you.
I know. I'm just being dumb now. But yeah, and also like I kind of feel like not the 2003 cartoon, but the one that came out like that was kind of like a semi sequel to that cartoon in like 2006 or 7. I feel like they kind of tried to do that before the last Ronin did it. I don't remember when the last Ronin came out, but I feel like they did like the dark turtle storyline and like the everyone's kind of dying or lost, or like one of the turtles had their arm cut off, and like one of them was dead, and they did like a whole arc, like a time warp arc.
Yeah.
And like I feel like they already did that. And like usually when these companies do I mean, how many times is are the X-Men movies going to do the Dark Phoenix storyline and it just not work out? You know what I mean?
Multiple times.
I mean, I think that this will be their third try if they try to do it again. Which
Because X3
spoilers.
was the Dark Phoenix one, right?
Yeah.
No.
Three was they tried the Dark Phoenix storyline and didn't pan out. And then they literally did Dark Phoenix, the fourth movie of the new cast.
Okay.
Which I thought I know people didn't like it. I didn't think it was that bad, but whatever. I also didn't think Last Stand was that bad. I just think they could have done without the Dark Phoenix storyline, but that's whatever. I'm not a
Look, the only
not a
time that
scientist.
I think the only time that the Dark Phoenix has probably been good or at least decent or acceptable was like the X-Men cartoon.
Yeah, and that was like it was like fine, you know. I mean, it wasn't like amazing, but it was fine. It was fine. You know, I just feel like I don't know. I feel like they try to tie, and I understand what they have to do to like fit storylines into movies, right? Like as I went back and watched X-Men the animated series, right? X-Men the movie, the first movie clearly follows that kind of like they have like the Jubilee I'm the new kid storyline in there, right?
Yes.
But they kind of merged multiple characters into Rogue. And so Rogue is kind of like the Jubilee stand-in plus the you know, she kind of fills in for like multiple characters because they have a limited cast and they can't have 20 characters at a time, right, on screen.
Right.
Although obviously later the Avengers did like hundreds, but that's again different. And so like you start to realize little things like that, and then when you go and like learn about how like movies and production and all these other things on the back end have to happen for certain things to happen, you're like, I can't believe this movie got made at all. You know, stuff like that. So I don't know. I feel like I'm rambling now, but I just have had a lot of nostalgic feelings lately about a lot of things, and I don't know if they're like good feelings, bad feelings, somewhere in between, really. But it's just nice to like know that things like Ninja Turtles exists on platforms that everybody has, like, you know, Power Rangers, and you know, another show that we both really liked was VR Troopers. We haven't even touched on that. Which, by the way, trying to find nice VR Troopers toys, they're non-existent. They made collectible versions of Biker Mice from Mars before they made VR Troopers. So that tells you everything.
I didn't even know they made VR Troopers toys because I never seen a commercial for it.
Mm-hmm. They were all like it was literally the same molds as the Power Rangers.
Mm-hmm.
Like the bodies for the VR Troopers were literally like Lord Zed's body for the 8-inch figures. Like the way they stood, like even the angles of the feet and like their arms and stuff. It was like, they're like, hey, I need you to change that mold within the next 10 minutes so we can start pouring plastic in it and make new toys for a different show.
Wow.
Okay. So yeah, man, VR Troopers though, man, so good. That's all on YouTube too. I think you told me that. I think you told me that.
I did.
Man, VR Troopers, what a show. The show I really didn't get into that people really liked also was Big Bad Beetleborgs, if we're talking about the Saban kind of quadrilogy of shows.
That one was okay. I wasn't into that one either.
Yeah, it was weird. I didn't like the haunted house creepy clown aspect of it. But Power Rangers Turbo kind of got into that anyway because they had the kid play. Oh, it's not important. It's bad. Turbo's bad, man.
Yeah, I remember Ultraman used to be at like
Ultraman, yeah. That was the other one. I was like, what's the fourth one? Oh yeah, Ultraman. Again, another toy that was like, oh, we're just gonna use the Power Ranger VR Trooper toy mold. Hope everybody enjoys this.
Yeah.
But look, I'm
Oh,
not complaining. My son's not complaining. He's playing with 30-year-old toys. So
I know a show that not many watched was the Mortal Kombat. They did a TV show, like a real life action show.
oh
Which
really?
is which was really good. It might all be on YouTube now. It was so good. I love watching that. Actually, it's funny, Corey. I've been watching Most Extreme Challenge MXC,
Yeah.
the one that used to be on Spike TV.
Mm-hmm.
They're now on YouTube, and so I'm watching those.
Mm.
Cracking up,
You know what
loving
else is
that.
on YouTube, by the way? Now that you brought that up, was like, remember American Gladiators,
Yes.
the dumb show. God. Oh,
I
I
used
think
to
that's
watch
all on
that.
YouTube now too.
Yeah, I used to watch all of that in the 90s and stuff. They got Yu-Gi-Oh! They got all the battles like collected into like 40 to 50-minute timestamps or
Jeez,
episodes. So it's like you get to watch the whole battle without no commercials and stuff. It's all together. And I'm
nice.
like, oh, I remember this, yeah, because Yu-Gi-Oh! Used to be big too and everything. I
Yeah.
ended up actually purchasing the Yu-Gi-Oh! PC game and
Oh,
was
jeez.
bad at it because I didn't understand the card game stuff. But
So
I was just like,
was Yu-Gi-Oh was after Pokemon, right?
yes,
I thought so because I was like, I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh popularized like maybe not popularized the card game, but like the
mhm,
cartoon. We have a video game and a cartoon, so let's make a card game type thing out of it. Like I feel like
yeah,
Yu-Gi-Oh popularized the card game aspect of that
it did,
trinity,
yes.
and that's how like the Pokemon trading card game kind of came about
But
was because like Yu-Gi-Oh was um popular essentially.
yeah, but they had to change it. Um, so in case of anyone watched the manga or read the manga is dark because some of the
Mhm.
players would actually get killed. And you like see blood and stuff,
Yeah.
and everything. So before they brought it to America, they bought the anime version and they censored some of the stuff for the anime version.
You think
Um,
that's left over from the Transformers catastrophe when they killed
Probably
Optimus
so.
Prime? Remember the GI Joe? Remember GI Joe, the GI Joe movie where they tried to kill Duke, and then they were like,
Yes.
"Duke is in a coma." It was like almost as bad as like the Mega Man like one liner of like I don't know, man. It's like you couldn't have just like retaken that whole take or something.
Yeah, the Mega Man cartoon was bombed too on UPN. See, Sundays was for us was channel 13 or 26, where WB also had the cartoon block because they had Sailor Moon, Donkey Kong,
Sailor
uh,
Moon. I
uh
wonder if Riley would like Sailor Moon. Did we talk about that recently? Was that us that talked about that?
yeah. hmm
I feel it.
No, Card Captor Secure. Sailor Moon was Cartoon Network.
Yeah, I just based off like what I've been kind of watching her be into recently.
hmm
I wonder if she would like Sailor Moon
I think
because
she would.
she likes Power Rangers, right? And she likes like she knows that there are like girl Ninja Turtles, right?
hmm
Um, especially in the newer runs of the comics, like what's her name? Janika, I think is her name. She's like a yellow. She has like wears like a yellow mask, um,
Yeah.
and she has like Wolverine claws, essentially. But like and then Venus exists, and she actually is really cool in the newer runs of the comics. Like
hmm
she's basically like this Frankenstein monster type turtle that they kind of save essentially. But like she knows they exist, but like I feel like she wants something that isn't like, I don't want to say gender swapped, but like forced into that, like the Ninja Turtles are boys and she knows that. And like
Yeah.
whenever a girl appears, she thinks it's weird, right? And I wonder if a show like that made for girls, primarily, if she would like Sailor Moon.
I think she would like Sailor Moon. Yeah. Sailor Moon, she would like. I think Cardcaptor Sakura. Like if I think she would like that too. So the shows that's dedicated or catered to female viewers.
Hmm.
Because anime could be catered to anyone if you like that genre. But
Yeah.
like a action hero girl, um or women, I should say, Sailor Moon will probably be number one. Because like there's not a lot of cartoons that we know over here that are catered to girls or to women, like a lot of female stuff. It's like heavily male dominated, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah,
Um
and I like, I don't know. I saw some, like, kicked it off was like we were in Columbus for just to get away for a weekend or whatever, and like we walked
mhm.
into this toy store and it was like, it was neat. It was weird. It was a weird store, which I'm not going to talk about it here. I think we talked about it at one point, but um they had Sailor Moon toys in there, and I was like it just flipped a switch. I'm like, I wonder if she would like sit down and actually watch this, and like, or if it's something that we could watch a couple episodes together and see if she would watch it, or um
I say
um,
do. I
bec-
say sit down with her and watch it and stuff.
yeah. And because like she, like I said, she likes watching Power Rangers with Miles, but she
Mhm.
also notices that like it's very, boy heavy, like, and I just feel like she wants
It's
something to watch like that, but for
mhm.
her, you know.
It's a Hamtaro, right? That's the hamster anime. That was big
I
too.
I don't know. I'm not as I don't
W
have the
Well
anime knowledge.
knowledgeable in the anime.
I
Yeah,
did
I
also
say
think about, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I
No,
oh,
I was no, I was gonna say, yeah, sit down with her and watch some Sailor Moon episodes if you can with her, just to get the feel of it. Because I think it would educate both of you guys on why people love it. And because I think it's Clamp. It might be Clamp. It may not be Clamp. Um, and just see what she would get out of it because, like, it is a action kind of shoji show that I think she will like really love to see. And it caters more to her. And then if she sees a character in her thing, um, she might end up loving that character and stuff.
mhm.
It's not too violent unless you get the uncensored version. And mostly like the Cartoon Network and all of that stuff, it's like censored and stuff.
Yeah, there's episodes of it actually like on her like Fire, like her Amazon Fire tablet thing.
Hmm.
Um, so I don't know. I'll give it a try. I also thought about like, I wonder if she would watch like Studio Ghibli movies and like how she would enjoy those.
Yeah,
And obviously, I feel like there are some that she probably shouldn't watch, but I also think there are some that she would like really enjoy. So I don't know. I'm like, I don't know. I just see her like watching things and like, yeah, she's interested, but like, I feel like it's not quite hitting the way she wants it to. So that's
right.
all. Um, yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, like a lot of the man, it's just I think going back and looking at the cartoons, or even TV shows, Where in the World is Carmen San Diego, the
Hmm.
cartoon and the TV show and the quiz show. Um Nick Arcade and stuff. Fun House. Um, uh, what was the one that not Mark Wahlberg? It was a Nickelodeon show with the Double Dare
Mm-hmm.
and stuff. Like, I think if people go back and look at all of that or remember those shows, that nostalgia, that content is just like still stands and it's really good. If people will watch it, I don't think nobody will be bored. I know people probably will question and be like, "Y'all did this or this was acceptable." I'm like, yeah, this was the acceptable stuff and everything. Game Pro had a TV show also. Um with the cartoon because they had like the monster truck and a basketball player, and I forgot all the characters, but I remember it used to come on Channel 50. They would do their tip show and stuff. But yeah, GamePro used to have a show back in the day. That was like kind of the video game show before we started getting like what channel was that show? Attack of the Show and stuff before we all got all of that.
Yeah.
And then that whole network just went.
Yeah, that was something. I never really got in. The only thing I really watched was X Play, but that's because I was in love with Morgan Webb.
Oh, I do. I still remember X Play when they did. I think it was X Play. They did the review for Metroid Other M, and folks were just mad. They were just like, everything about this review is false. Not everything that she said or whoever read it, because someone else wrote the review, but she read it.
Mm-hmm.
And they were just like, everything she said is false because that's not what's in the game. So someone really didn't play the game. They just reviewed some clips and called it a day.
Yeah. What a weird show that was, man. But I mean, like, they were trying, right? I mean,
yeah.
It's weird getting into something new in an industry that's young at that point, right? So I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, like, YouTube exists and we exist, so people will watch what they want to watch. But
all right.
Anyways,
yeah. Well, everybody, I think that's going to be a wrap on this discussion.
Ed's done. Ed doesn't want to hang out with me
anymore. There is a lot of shows. You guys can check out Cowboy Bebop, Tom and Jerry, Godzilla that used to come on Fox, that cartoon, Ghostbusters, the old version and the new version, the new Ghostbusters, those cartoons and stuff. The piece of Ninja Cats. Like, there's just so much. The Mummies, Biker Mice from Mars. Of course, Corey said The Simpsons, Family Guy, American Dad. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff from the 90s. And everything. Living Color, Martin, those shows and stuff. If you like black comedy, those would do good. Man, I don't know, you might not remember this, Corey, but Fox used to show the Michael Jackson videos from his Dangerous album on Sundays, 6:00 premiere. It would show his videos. And those videos was like 9 to 10 minutes long. They treated it like a movie premiere.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, midnight. I mean, yeah. Yeah.
Well, what you gonna say? Go ahead, say it.
No, I was just gonna say like midnight releases and stuff, but
yeah.
Man, we should do an episode on like midnight releases or like just the nostalgia of midnight releases.
Oh yeah.
But
game midnight releases. And me actually doing my first one at Toys R Us.
Yeah. Man. It's crazy.
The stories about some of that stuff. So.
Yeah, I remember. Like, yeah, we'll save that for another episode.
We'll say that one. Well, everybody, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time on Expression Pass. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye. Let's make sure I hit end this time. If you want to see how you can become a Patreon producer, head on over to patreon.com/BossRushNetwork. The Patreon producers for this month are Adriel Munger, Austin Campbell, Celeste Roberts, Sana Dirrig, Francisco Santillan, and Christian S. Thanks for your continued support of the Boss Rush Network.